Hello and welcome to the Music Shack podcast. This is episode number 54. This week you're joined by myself, Bruce,
Ron,
and Ed. Alright, so where do we want to get started?
let's jump in with Bruce's.
Yeah?
Alright.
There we go.
I brought along See the World by Brett Dennen.
Yes.
I've thoroughly enjoyed it.
Oh yeah. I like the laid back vibe of it. Just chill, calm.
Wasn't too bad.
Gave me some Grateful Dead vibes. Which, anyway, carry on.
Yeah, I enjoyed it a little bit more than I thought I was going to. For what it was. For me, it's one of those things. It's like it's good background.
Mm-hmm.
It's not something I'm going to seek out, but I mean, for what it was pretty solid. I liked a lot of the melody choices in it.
Yeah.
Mainly.
Yeah, I did enjoy the Paul Newman Daytona Rolex. I did enjoy that.
That one was fun.
And I did like how the last song on the album is called The Last Stop. Just
It's aptly named.
Yeah, a good send-off. So I appreciated that. It's one thing I'd like more albums to do. Have a send-off.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be like a full-blown song. It could be an outro. But
Right. Just something to round it out.
Yeah.
It's very nice to just have an intro into it to introduce you to what the album's going to be. Maybe something in the middle to give you a little break, and then have them say goodbye, and then you're wishing for more.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, overall, it's
Solid album.
yeah, it wasn't too bad.
Yeah.
Moving on.
Moving on.
Where we
Two.
can dial it up to Ed. Can just go up in intensity.
Slightly. Just club music.
And that's basically all it was, because it was just...
But it was fucking great, though.
It was
Like,
awesome. I loved
It
it.
was okay.
It's bass heavy. Good shit.
Mm-hmm.
I just... To me, it sounded like the same beat over and over again, which it probably was.
I mean, club mix.
Yeah.
Mostly the point of it.
It did feel like a club mix.
Yeah.
Where the last album I recommended sounded like a festival mix, so it's, I guess, dropping in intensity. But I still heavily enjoyed it. So
I mean...
I do like some of the random bits of philosophy that gets sprinkled through it.
Well, that's typically what happens. Because you either... With club music is you either have some sort of background lyrics or you don't at all.
Mm-hmm.
And usually when you do, they're very philosophical.
Making it even better to listen to
When you're stoned.
I was gonna use a like politically correct, like friendly term, like
Nah, just going straight out the gates.
an alternative mind state. This guy's like when you're stoned. Wow. Damn.
Just call it what it is.
This is why we can't go on Pandora.
No, this is not why we can't go on Pandora.
Uh-huh.
I don't think
I don't think you read their contract. So, well, not their contract, but their shits.
terms of service.
Yeah, well, terms of usage. And like, yeah, there's certain things that you're not allowed to say and or reference.
Which is why they still have censored songs on there.
Podcast on Pandora.
Am I the main reason we can't go on Pandora?
The fact that you allow your audio engineer to speak is why you can't go on Pandora.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But yeah, I like the album.
Yeah. No real standouts.
Mm-hmm.
All around solid album.
Excuse me.
But when you change the way you look at things, it changes what you look, things you look at.
If you look at it through a different eye.
I forgot he just drank a Red Bull. He's gonna go.
Yep. He's gonna go wherever.
I'm loopy.
All right.
He's gonna go wherever he pleases.
I think we're good here.
I guess we could take a look at Ron's album of the week.
Dialing it up a little bit more. I brought you guys Opus Pharaoh by Loch Vostok.
Yes.
I liked it.
I liked it for the melody choices and the riff structure, because it was core mixed with, I think, some thrash. And
I can hear that.
Yeah, I like the tempo of it. I like the melodies they chose. I thought the mix was done really well too. What kind of threw me for a loop is that there's a song on here called "The Glorious Clusterfuck," but it's not
Like
what
I've
you
said.
expect it to be.
Like I've said, metal has amazing names.
Oh yeah,
Like the Freedom Paradox, Galacticide, When the Wolves Have Eaten Everything.
yeah. Yeah, it's. I mean, it's solid. Don't get me wrong. The album is good. It's not something I'm going to listen to a lot, because I do think they do a good job of what their sound is, which to me seems metal instrumentals with some harsh vocals, but it's mainly just melodic, a little bit more laid back in terms of the energy, I guess. But it's definitely, like, the structure's there. So, for what they're doing, I think it's really, really well put together. Some of the songs I think are a little too long for me, because some of them are like 4 or 5 minutes, and for what it is, I feel like 3 minutes, 3.5 would be,
I could see that.
would suffice to be a little bit more enjoyable to me anyway. But yeah, overall,
An
good.
interesting little tidbit that I read about them real quick. They're a prog metal band from Sweden, and they're named after subterranean lake in Antarctica.
Yeah, I can see that. The prog influence I can definitely understand now. It makes more sense as to why they have different types of sounds throughout the whole thing. So that makes a little bit more sense, actually.
Oh, it rose out of the collapse of progressive metal band Mayadome in 2001.
Oh, okay. Huh. All right then. I also brought you guys a single.
Yeah, you did.
Did anybody get to it?
I
Yes.
did not get a chance.
It was heavy. It was energetic. I enjoyed it.
Really?
Yes.
Okay. That's interesting. Because what I brought was the new Shadow of Intent single, which was Intensified Genocide. It's straight up black metal
Yes.
with their signature little flavor they put on all of their stuff.
And the flavor was good.
It's very
The,
good.
the seasoning made it enjoyable to me, I think.
Yeah, because they do a good job of blending like simple core stuff and some deathcore into their black metal. So I think it's really cool.
Yeah, for me, in order for black metal to be enjoyable, you need some other seasonings.
Mm-hmm. I think that's why I come back to them a lot too, because they do that. But I also just love this guy's lows. He can go low. He doesn't throw in too many of his. He throws in his highs, but they're not like as prominent. And he doesn't do his sing scream, which was weird because he's been doing that for a little while. And I think it's cool he's, switching it up a little bit, showing his other capabilities, which he does anyway. But I'm curious as to what the next one's going to hold, because if he does the sing screaming again, I think it'll bring more of the catchiness to it, even though this was very catchy.
Yeah, you almost got a text message
Yeah.
after I heard this song asking, who else sounds like this?
Nobody, really.
I need to hear more.
Just listen to more of what they do.
Yeah?
Yeah, just go
Okay.
through their catalog.
Because I'm so used to hearing, like, a metal band do something, and we go, oh my god, I like that. I want to hear more variations of that with different topics being covered. And normally it's like, oh, this is just a one-off.
Yeah, what?
So, like, I kind of, like, when I hear a song by a metal band, and I like the song, I tend to go, oh, well, I hope they put something else out for me to check out, and hopefully this is the sound they're going with.
Yeah, this is pretty much what they sound like in the majority of this stuff.
Okay.
A lot of the context of what they sing about is Halo-oriented.
Really?
Yeah,
Oh.
which is where their name comes from, actually, too. Shadow of Intent is a Covenant ship name in the franchise.
Ron just figured out how to make it nerdy, and I'm no longer interested in checking out the band.
Like they have a record called Primordial and Reclaimer, which are books in the Halo book series as well. So yeah, that's kind of like where a lot of their inspiration comes from, which is really cool.
Oh no, I do like, because I always see music as a great escape from what's currently like going on and shit outside of the political music that gets dropped from time to time.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, having music that's not based at all in reality, that's
Like Brand of Sacrifice, deathcore, straight up deathcore, is anime inspired.
what?
Yeah. They're anime inspired. Their name comes from something out of a specific anime, and I can't remember which one it is at the moment.
What about their songs?
Very anime inspired.
Really?
Yes.
Interesting.
So it's you know, it's cool when you listen to that type of thing. Obviously, most people aren't going to understand it, and that's
Yeah.
kind of not the point. But when you do dive deeper into it, you find these things. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, when I listen to anything heavier than metalcore, generally what I hear is and I'm just like, oh, okay, this is happening.
Like Lorna Shore.
That God of Deception, my man tries to makes a valid attempt at summoning Cthulhu.
I say he does a good job.
I'd say it's a valid attempt. Cthulhu was nowhere to be seen, but he definitely, they're from Jersey.
Yeah.
You got that text I sent you, right, about
Yeah.
the bands from Jersey? I
They're
see
on there.
Laura Shore's from Jersey. I'm like, no shit, I gotta
Yep.
listen to more of their shit now.
Yeah, it's interesting. I don't know whether I like their the latest song they've put out.
Okay. Well, they also got a new singer too.
They did, and the singer's fine.
Okay.
What throws me off for the new song is that, which is why I didn't bring it up when it came out, is I don't like the mix. Everything sounds very muted.
Gotcha.
And it kind of just emphasizes the vocalist, which is odd. And I don't know that it works too well with black metal.
I don't think it works well with metal in general.
So,
Because I'm used to either being able to kind of hear the hear the vocalist, or I'm used to hearing drums and guitars bearing a person trying to make noise with their mouth. Because at that point I don't know if they're singing or if they're talking. It doesn't matter because all I hear is guitars and drums just smothering them.
yeah.
Doesn't matter what they're doing at that point. Forget, we covered an album that kind of sounded like that earlier this year. And I was just like, there's words to this. I can't understand any of them. And it's not really because the guy's screaming or ground. It's just he's being smothered by the drums and guitars.
Yeah, it's kind of why I'm kind of put off by like the new Lorna Shore song. They have an EP coming out.
Yeah.
I think next week. So I'm curious what the other two songs on that are going to sound like. I already know what I'm giving you guys next week.
Damn.
Or not next week. When after the 13th, I already know what I'm going to give you guys.
I mean, on the 13th, I have an idea of what I'm giving you guys.
You guys are getting the new Slaughter to Prevail. Like it's
I
just
don't even
happening.
know what I'm giving you this week.
Oh, I don't know what I'm giving anybody this week.
I
but
don't either.
There's an album I was excited for because Hip Hop DX said that it was dropping. I said those words on the podcast last week, so if you are a Suicide Boys fan and you heard that I said that they were dropping an album, I apologize.
They're dropping the 13th.
They're exactly. But
You guys are getting Slaughter to Prevail around once that rolls around, because there's no other fucking question.
all right. We want to move into what we thought was best album this week. Personal opinions, or want to save that for next week?
I mean, for this week, I'm thinking it's either mine or Bruce for me. It's kind of a tie between the two.
Mine was a tie between Ron's or Ed's.
I liked Bruce's more than I did the whole trance rave music, but
Ron's over here.
That's
Fucking
just
kids
me.
with their shitty rave music.
Get off my lawn!
which came first?
God, this sucks! No. Alright.
Fuck.
Yeah,
Alright.
personally, that would just be my
Gotcha. Yeah, personally, my favorite album this week, I didn't wind up giving you guys because I know you guys don't generally like hip hop. Dave East and Harry Fraud made an album called Hoffa, and it was fucking phenomenal. Zero skippables. Hard to find a standout because of the quality of every song. So.
Ooh.
Yeah. No. This was hip hop's week.
yeah.
Yeah. Fucking. Who is it? Isaiah Rashad. The House is Burning.
Mm-hmm.
That was a phenomenal album. Logic's album was pretty good.
Really,
Yeah.
I might check his out then.
And Skepta's EP was phenomenal as well. So.
I actually do like a little bit of Logic. Not gonna lie. It's been a while since I've heard anything, but
Last year? I
No.
recommended an entire album by him last year.
did you?
Yeah.
I don't remember.
Alright.
I honestly, I don't remember.
But yeah, it was definitely hip hop's week this week. My opinion.
Yeah, I've been kind of having a rough spot with trying to find something these past couple of weeks. Though, looking at the upcomings for August 6th, I have a couple that I'm interested in.
Mm-hmm.
So, why don't we take our quick little break,
You're
and we'll come back with upcomings.
Looking to start a podcast? Buzzsprout makes it really easy. Get your show listed on every major podcast platform with little hassle. You will join over 100,000 other podcasters already using Buzzsprout. You'll get a really good website with audio widgets you can use on other websites, tools to help you promote your show, detailed analytics, and more. Follow the link to get started. It'll let Buzzsprout know that we sent you. If you sign up for a paid plan, you'll get a $20 Amazon gift card, and you'll be directly supporting us here at Music Shack Pod. Buzzsprout, the easiest way to get a podcast out there.
all right. We're back.
Okay. Who wants to go first? Who's got their list up other than me?
Is it the 7th? Is that Friday?
I'm pulling mine up right now.
The 7th is Saturday.
Damn. All right.
All right, so I got my list up for the 6th of August.
I just realized I was looking at the wrong month.
No, good job.
All right, Abstract Mind State is dropping Dreams Still Inspire. Barbara Streisand is dropping Release Me Too.
What? Okay. All right.
Chris Young is dropping Famous Friends. Liars is dropping The Apple Drop. Lingua Ignota is dropping Sinner Get Ready. And Nas is dropping King's Disease 2.
Which, yeah. Can't wait to hear, because King's Disease was dropped last year, and it was phenomenal. So,
Yeah.
can't wait to hear what King's Disease 2 is.
Hopefully it's good.
Yeah. So far, it looks like that's the best album on the list. I was going to read out. Thanks, Bruce.
You're welcome.
All right. Well, then read the rest.
All right. Well, the rest, let's see. Young Nudie, Rich Shooter.
I'm sorry, who?
Young Nudie
Uh-huh.
is dropping Rich Shooter.
Okay.
Okay. Lil Tecca is dropping We Love You Tecca 2.
Do we?
What's the name of the album? I'm just reading album names according to Hip Hop DX. This is all dropping on the 6th according to Hip Hop DX. And Kanye West is dropping Donda.
Is he actually dropping it, though?
It's scheduled to.
We'll see if it does.
It's the, you know. It was interesting. I watched a Hip Hop DX actually had a 30-minute video up on YouTube called Long-Awaited Hip Hop Albums That May Never Come. They talked about 3 Stacks solo album. That's Andre 3000 from Outkast. They talked about Dr. Dre's Detox.
Really?
Yeah, because that hasn't. There, you know, after he dropped 2001, or you know, people wanted to hear the next album, and he's like, "Yeah, I'm going to give you a Detox."
Never did.
Never did.
May never do it at all.
Then Kanye West with Good Ass Job. That's an album that's never dropped. Despite there being rumors of it being worked on multiple times. There's rumors Dre's working on an album right now. Who is it? J. Cole and Kendrick Lamar. They supposedly started work on an album before they were signed to a major. And they wanted up signed before the album was reached completion. So, yeah, it's...
Huh. Well, that's interesting.
Yeah.
Alright. And then I have a couple on here that are interesting.
Prove it.
I have one I need Bruce's help with. But it's going to be hard to read because of my phone.
What's wrong with your phone?
Yeah, I'll get it.
So we're going to start with that one. It's right here. Hopefully you can decipher that. 'Cause I sure can't.
Yeah, alright. Just give me 1 second. Gotta scroll up and down so I can get all the letters.
Scandinavian disease lists.
This one's in German.
It's still a Scandinavian disease. It may came from Germany, but it's a Scandinavian disease.
Alright, off the bat.
That's not how that works.
Wait, what? I'm over here reading German and I'm getting confused by what you're saying.
Don't worry about it.
Alright. Fjord Schwans is dropping Die Letzte Schlacht.
See why I didn't want to say it? I would have fucking killed it.
Yeah, I
The thing is, I almost remember what that means.
oh, okay.
So yeah, that's dropping on the 6th.
That's dropping on the 6th.
Ali Rio's coming out with All Things Must Pass. Blood Red Saints with Undisputed.
That's not interesting.
Circus of Rock with Come One, Come All. Crush with Tropical Thunder. Empty Streets with Age of Regret EP. I also have Lingua Ignota on here. Long Shadows Dawn with Isle of Wrath. Night Ranger with ATB PO. I may go to that because it's Night Ranger. We'll see.
Also, that album that I read off for you, when translated to English, is The Last Fight.
Oh, okay. There's context there. Nightwish is doing a re-release of Once. Rise Up with Destructive Machines Chilling Time 327.
Which one is the band?
Rise Up.
Okay.
That moment when you have to ask.
It might be metal.
Yep. Silverstein is coming out with a re-release, a vinyl re-release of When Broken is Easily Fixed. Walled Crypta with Possessed by Nothingness. And Yawning Man with a re-release of Rock Formations.
So a man is yawning at rock formations. That sounds like thrilling content.
Yep.
All right.
We also have Destructive Machines Chilling Time of 327
Yeah,
by Rise Up.
which caused me to stop and ask which one was the band. All right.
And that is what I have for upcomings. Oh, I should have kept that open. Oops.
All right. So
Where the fuck?
I already brought up like the news that I actually cared about. Well, not that I cared about, but I cared to share. Dre's new album releasing. I could honestly care less about Duke getting what Duke deserves.
Yeah.
So
I don't have anything. So if Bruce doesn't have anything,
For what? Oh, news? Nothing.
okay.
Oh, there was an intriguing conversation about like that me and my sister had about anti-war songs.
Okay.
It-
Like 99 Red Balloons?
I have to hear that.
Have you not heard that one?
I don't think I've heard that one.
Okay, that's interesting.
Who's that by? When it was from? When is it from?
I don't remember who it's by. I don't remember when it was. Let me find out.
But
I know it exists.
yeah, we were talking about it. We ended up going down this rabbit hole because of "Bring Your Own Bombs" by System of a Down. And my personal opinion is Creedence Clearwater, "Fortunate Son," I think is probably the greatest anti-war song of all time. But personal opinion. I'm leaving room to be wrong. Because it's okay to be wrong. It's an opinion.
It looks like it came out in 1983 by Nina.
Alright, I gotta hear this.
And then, I'm trying to remember, because there's an American band that did a cover of it in English.
Ooh.
Because the original was in like Swedish or German, I think. And it was 1999 Luftballons.
Alright.
That was also Nina. I think they did both versions.
Play that.
Hmm.
I think it's just them.
They did it in both languages.
Let me see if we can find context. on
That
this.
is a problem.
How?
I remember different.
It's German, by the way.
I couldn't remember Swedish or German.
Yeah, she's a German pop singer.
Okay. Yeah, I watched a documentary on the Russian government versus hip hop.
Okay.
And it was intriguing because in the documentary, like they would play different songs by different artists while they were like right before they'd sit down and interview the artist, and they'd have the lyrics translated into English.
Mm-hmm.
Russians rap about some dark ass shit.
Mm-hmm.
Like a motherfucker was rapping about watching his mother OD on
Mhm.
heroin. I'm like,
And then you get Slaughter to Prevail, which is also Russian, different genre, but same context.
I'm just saying, like, they're showing a live performance
Yeah.
of this song, and the crowd is fucking bouncing and
Mhm.
fucking dancing to it, and you hear the music, and you hear the lyrics, and because I don't understand the lyrics, because they're in another language, like, this sounds like a turn-up song. And then I'm reading the lyrics on the bottom of the screen, and I'm going, oh.
Yeah.
Oh. This is dark.
Uh-huh. Welcome to Russia. That is just what they do.
Like, this is... Wow. Like,
Slaughter to Prevail literally has a song about Baba Yaga, which is a mythical creature in Russian culture that is like devil incarnate, basically, and it eats just about anything it can find, whether it be people or whatever. And it mainly follows like misery Like,
Yeah.
it's just what they do.
Yeah, not
Then there's the meme that like Russia is this hell-bent area in the world, and it kind of is.
like, it's nuts, man. Like, here I am expecting to like be watching a documentary and me taking away from it, oh, the Russian government's trying to cancel hip hop in Russia, and I wind up seeing, like, goddamn, these lyrics are dark.
Mm-hmm.
Like, holy shit.
Yep. They know how to make everything intense.
Like, it's not just intense, man. It's fucking depressing. I was like, damn.
Yeah.
Like, it made me feel for him. Like, that's the music they turn up to. Like, shit. Oh, we turn up to some morbid ass shit.
Is this true?
Yeah.
We got happy pop songs about shooting people. I
Pumped up kicks.
Great example.
we also there was a pop song on the radio that starts off with what can only be assumed as what's the word I'm looking for, that prior to what's going on in the song, there was some domestic violence, because he says in the song, my seat was taken by a pair of sunglasses asking about a scar. I know I gave it to you months ago. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm like, oh.
All right then.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the song, where the chorus is, Tonight We Are Young.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's that song.
That's that song.
I didn't know that.
That's the first verse.
I don't think I've ever heard that song all the way through.
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, another different genre, but like same context is Bulletproof by From Ashes to New. It's literally about a kid who's traumatized and bullied in school, and it's his inner demons basically tell him like, hey, go shit at the school.
Yeah. But I mean, that's not the first time.
No, it's not.
Pearl Jam had a song called Jeremy Spoken,
Mm-hmm.
and that was the general context of the song. But yeah.
Or Bullet by Hollywood Undead. It's very upbeat, and it's literally about contemplating suicide. So it's amazing how how a group or an artist can take a context that morbid.
The Weeknd's The Hill Song, the song that broke him into stardom. That song.
Yeah.
What the? Anyway.
It's weird because a lot of it's relatable, and that's kind of the scary part.
Yeah. True.
And that's where a lot of it comes from.
Motherfuckers be dancing, having a good time.
Mm-hmm.
I only love you when it's... Jeez.
Alright, well, I think that's enough of the dark, moody tangent.
Sure.
So let's move on to our billboards.
Sure.
Alrighty then.
To close. We also didn't do intermittent listening, but we can throw that at the end.
We can do that now.
Alright, we'll do that now. We kind of just did run away with topics.
Yeah.
It isn't bad.
Well,
But,
Ed was off in his own headspace. It happens.
I haven't really been listening to anything specific because on Monday at work, when I walked in, my one coworker, I think my boss brought a speaker in, and my one coworker hooked up to it and just put on an early 2000s punk rock playlist, and it just cycled through everything.
Can't go wrong with that.
So I was like, all right, I dig it. I'm down with it.
Yeah, you can't go wrong with that. Respect.
What was funny is, as it was going through, my one coworker, his name is Ethan. He was like, I'm waiting for this to play some Panic at the Disco. Next song was I Write Sins Not Tragedies. Like, in that moment. It was just like, he summoned it. And it's like, alright, I got you. Like, it was digging deep for a lot of what it played, so it was quite interesting. So, that's what I was in,
Gotcha.
mostly.
You want to go ahead?
Sure, I was listening to some Grateful Dead.
Couldn't imagine why.
Nah. What else? Shit.
My dad loves Grateful Dead.
Good band.
I actually have an interesting story about them.
All right.
So, I didn't know who they were before, and when I got in the accident with my truck and I had to replace the back window, I just grabbed a random one from a junkyard.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't think anything of it. And then I go to fill up on gas, like right after I put the new windshield or the new rear window in, and the guy's like, "Hey man, love Grateful Dead too." And I'm like,
Was there a dancing bear?
"No,
on
it
it?
was just a like an oval with the GD with the lightning bolt in the middle."
Oh, okay. If
And it
there was a dancing bear, that would have been even cooler.
And he was like, "Man," like something like interaction about it. He's like, "Oh, I love Grateful Dead," and of course I'm just like, I don't know what he's talking about, but I'm gonna go with it. And then I leave, and I'm like, "Is that what that sticker is on my windshield?" Okay, I see now.
Could have been worse.
And then that was actually my first look through of actually playing their stuff.
They got some good stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought it was interesting. I went through their Essentials playlist.
Mm-hmm.
I was actually a little upset that Shakedown Street wasn't on there. But
Wow.
yeah,
Okay. Yeah, that's.
I was a little
Weird.
upset. I was a little upset.
Were you on Apple's Essentials playlist?
Yes.
That's probably why.
I was thinking if it's called Essentials, the Essentials would be there.
Well, Apple may have a different idea of Essentials.
Yeah.
So I don't trust those playlists.
They do a pretty good job with like Pusha T and like Lil Wayne and Drake and Architects has a great Essentials playlist.
It's everything.
So does Black Veil Brides.
Yeah, theirs is pretty good. That was Metallica's actually.
Yeah. I haven't been in a mood to listen to Metallica.
I'm usually not. Sometimes one of their songs will just randomly pop into my head, and it's usually like the chorus.
I didn't listen to any
I don't know why.
I didn't listen to any Highly Suspect over the weekend, but I definitely sang about 4 of their songs. All right. So, Ron,
Uh-huh.
where have you been? Oh, hold on, you
You
already
already-
I
said.
already went.
through. You okay over there, Ed?
I had a great weekend.
So
anyway.
for me,
We could tell.
I've been going through regular death metal, power metal,
Go on.
power metal of various types. Listening to Panic at the Disco a bunch, Da Vinci's Notebook.
Ooh.
Got back into some electro swing.
Really?
Haven't listened to that in a while.
Yeah, I haven't heard that in a while either.
I've actually been on a slight nightcore kick again.
Oh, shit.
Finding radio stations. Very good.
I've also been listening to a lot of heavier EDM again.
How
Actually
heavy?
went through.
Did you go through your old catalog?
Yeah. I have a playlist from a couple of years ago that I would exercise to, and I went back through that again, and it's just like, yep.
Because
Okay.
that's the older stuff you had for that was actually really good.
I actually went through it and listened to almost everything. Well, that's a lie. He made a lot. A good portion of what Hazer has put out.
Okay, yeah. I actually like your hardcore EDM playlist. So
There's one thing.
I'm done.
I don't know why.
Doesn't even matter how hard you try.
Anyway,
Keep that in mind. But Prince did drop a posthumous album for Prince did drop this week,
all right.
and
Yes.
I listened to it.
Mm-hmm.
Very much so jazz influenced.
Oh, cool.
Like, but the type of jazz I can enjoy, because there's 2 different types. Like, I don't know. There's multiple forms of jazz. Most jazz, I'm just like, yes, that is
jazz.
that is jazz. And then you got like other jazz that I deem acceptable. Man, I sound like shit. But,
Dissing on you just ragging on the genre here.
yeah, but nah, it's a type of jazz I really fucking enjoy, and I enjoyed the album. But unfortunately, no real standouts. But
I learned that
It's-
he released 9 albums within like 1 year.
yeah, that's a Prince thing to do. He was the shit.
That's insane.
Yeah.
That kind of just made me remember you talking about jazz, that while on YouTube I got recommended a few different videos Like, I saw some videos of explaining Boogie Woogie and then watching a guy doing a full performance of Boogie Woogie and whatnot while talking to the audience, and I was like, damn. Then a whole jazz orchestra playing together, and I'm just like, holy fuck.
Miles Davis. That's my go-to for jazz.
I think that's most people's go-tos, but, rightfully so.
Because it's fucking great.
I know. It's
Great is great.
Miles fucking Davis.
Yes.
Like,
Anyway.
I think it's time we wrap this up.
Sure.
After we look at the billboards.
Of course. So, I'm going to start for once, because I usually let one of you guys do it.
Here we go.
So I have for the Billboard 200, we have up to number 1 is The Kid Laroi with Fuck Love.
Damn.
Still love that album artwork, just because it's anime. We have up to number 2, Sour by Olivia Rodrigo. Up to 3 is Doja Cat with Planet Her. Up to 4 is Morgan Wallen with the Double album. Down to 5 is Faith by Pop Smoke. Staying at 6 is Lil Baby and Lil Durk with The Voice of the Heroes. Up to 7 is ESTG with Bigger Than Life or Death. Down to 8 is Polo G with Hall of Fame. Up to 9 is Taylor Swift with Folklore. And down to 10 is Dua Lipa with Future Nostalgia.
Alright.
So, it kind of looks like Dua Lipa's Future Nostalgia might get kicked out of the top 10.
It's not happening.
I'll be surprised if it doesn't at this point.
If it does, she'll just drop another rendition of it.
And the ripple will shoot right back up.
Alright. Moving on to the artist charts. At number 1, who's been number 1 for actually the last 19 weeks. Yeah, they've been on the charts for 251 weeks. BTS.
They do something. They have the recipe down.
Yeah. At number 2 is Olivia Rodrigo, who was at number 2 last week. Up to number 3 from 5 is Doja Cat. Up to 4 from 19 is The Kid Laroi. At number 5, up from 17, is Taylor Swift. She's been on the charts for 366 weeks.
Wow.
Yeah. The Weeknd is at number 6. He was at number 6 last week. He's been on the charts for 316 weeks. Luke Combs is up to 7 from 8 last week. Dua Lipa is down to 8 from 7.
I think your time in the top 10's coming out. It's coming up.
What is it? At number 9, who was at number 9 last week, is Ed Sheeran. He's been on the charts for 363 weeks.
Wow.
Yeah. And at number 10, who was at number 10 last week, is Justin Bieber, who's been on the charts for 336 weeks.
Lower than I expected.
What do you mean?
In terms of how long he's been on there.
Oh, okay.
Lower than I expected.
It is kind of incredible when you think about it. Like, being at number 1 for 19 weeks.
That's an impressive thing to do. You do something absolutely right in every regard at that point.
Jeez.
I'm telling you, man, they have a
system.
That's a well-oiled machine.
Mm-hmm.
But again, I said it before. We're in 2021, and a boy band is topping the artist charts. Consistently.
I was watching America's Got Talent. There's been an increase in the amount of people with boy bands trying to, audition for that.
I think it's because of
it might be because of BTS.
It's so successful.
Yeah, you look at like I said, we're in 2021. You have a boy band topping the charts consistently.
Mm-hmm.
in
Remember
various charts.
Remember, like, the early 2000s? Like,
Jonas Brothers.
all the people shitting on boy bands?
Yep.
Really?
A few of them even had TV shows.
Like even I think I know which one you're talking about.
I don't remember which band it is exactly.
Big Time Rush.
Yes.
I actually like BTR. There's rumors about a reunion.
Didn't the Jonas Brothers also have a TV show?
They might have. I think one of them was in a TV show.
I remember them being on a TV show.
I don't remember.
They might have featured in Big Time Rush.
But that's another group. Like the Jonas Brothers. They've made a resurgence in the last couple years.
Have they?
Yeah.
Oh.
So it's weird how it, like it's a
Well, the one Jonas put out his own album.
true.
I can't remember which one, but
One of the brothers.
yeah.
Like it's just it's odd how that era is trying to come back anyway. It seems like it might if the trend stays.
It is amazing how pop seems to always, like, dominate the charts.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it is.
You get slight
actually.
sprinkles of, like, hip-hop and country.
Especially for how many people listen to both of those.
Yeah.
Because usually when I'm passing by somebody where I'm like out and about and somebody's playing something up off of their phone or whatever, that's what I hear.
But you're in South Jersey.
This is true.
So you're going to either hear country music or rap.
This is very true.
Like,
Which are some of the biggest genres that are most accepted to play at this point.
yeah.
Funny enough, yeah.
Like, you start talking to people about, like, EDM or even heavy metal, and then they're just like...
Or God forbid you want to play some classic rock.
Yeah.
At this point.
And then people are like,
It's weird.
the hell is that? Never heard of that before.
Yeah, I really need, like, people to talk to about electronic music. Because it's getting really old. Like, talking about people who I believe people should fucking know, even if they don't listen to the genre.
Well, it's like there are people who don't know who like Linkin Park or Slipknot or anybody are, or like Metallica or somebody, and it's like how do you not know who that is?
Yeah. Yeah.
That's the part that amazes me.
Like, all these bands that were so big, and then it's just like... Who
Yeah,
are
like
these people?
Right.
people that, like, kind of crossed over. You know, they went outside of their own genre in terms of audience.
Right.
Mhm.
People who don't generally listen to that. Like, I think it was Slipknot that drugged me into metal. Like, thrash metal, I've been listening to Metallica my entire life.
That's
So-
nothing new.
That's nothing new, but I think it may have been Slipknot that drugged me in. And then I wound up watching Headbangers Ball on MTV when I was like fucking 8.
I think for me, that like kind of like got me towards the genre was A7X.
And then I found out about Hatebreed.
You found Hatebreed. That was it.
Destroy everything.
Yeah, I think for
No
me
problem.
it was. I think for me it was finding A7X, specifically Waking the Fallen. And I had heard songs beforehand, like before actually diving in, that I knew what they were. Because I've heard them before, but I didn't know by who. A good one is Afterlife, or Almost Easy. I knew what those songs were.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know who sang them.
Yeah.
And then I found out. I was like, oh,
Yeah,
that's what the End Beast in the Heart. Like I knew what that was.
I remember the first time I heard Almost Easy, I was playing Need for Speed.
First Street.
Yeah.
Yep. Exactly.
The best game they ever made.
I knew what that song was. I loved it. At the time, I still do love it, but like I didn't know who sang it until I started.
Come back to me.
until I dove through their catalog and was like, oh, that's who that is.
I mean, for me, it was... I started listening to Dragon Force off of Through the Fire and the Flames because it was such a big meme on the internet. Then I ended up liking it. And then you introduced me to Starkill, and then the ball just rolled from
Say,
there.
I kind of infected you from there. I still find that funny. It's like you were like one of the people that like had never listened to it before, and I was like, now it's one of the only things you listen to. For some people, it just takes that one group.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just show someone exactly what they're looking for that they didn't even know they wanted to look for.
Yep.
And then they're hooked.
Basically.
All right.
All right, let's take a look at the Billboard Hot 100 before we get out of here.
Oh, that's right. We're still on a tangent.
Hey, it's good stuff.
Yo.
Sitting at number 1,
The Ramblers.
we got Butter by BTS. But do they butter the bread like...
Dude, they butter the bread with butter.
That would be intriguing.
Dude,
That would be an interesting...
BTS, we butter the bread with butter. Fucking
That...
collab.
I don't know about that.
Collab album.
I don't know about that.
Song?
Yes.
I can see We Butter the Bread with Butter covering BTS. But
I can totally see them doing a song just like they did Hypa Hypa, but just have it cut to BTS halfway through.
Oh, yeah. Anyway,
Like, sitting at number 2...
so we can wrap this up because we're going to go on.
Sitting at number 2 as a new entry, we got Industry Baby by Lil Nas X.
There we go.
At number 3, down from number 2, we got Good For You by Olivia Rodrigo. Sitting at number 4, we got Stay by The Kid Laroi. At 5, down from 3, we got Levitating by Dua Lipa. At 6, down from 5, we got Kiss Me More by Doja Cat. At 7, down from 6, we got Bad Habits by Ed Sheeran. At 8, we got Montero by Lil Nas X. At 9, down from 7, we got Permission to Dance by BTS.
At least they gave us permission.
Yeah. And at number 10, down from 9, we got Deja Vu by Olivia Rodrigo. Dropping Save Your Tears down off the top 10 by The Weeknd.
Wow.
Yeah.
All right. I think that's good. I
I don't think that was the right thing.
don't think so.
Well,
I think we got the after show
I am
up a little early.
I am on my job. What's up? Shit.
That's going to do it for episode 54 of the Music Jack podcast. Anybody who's been here for a while knows the spiel. If you're new, if you enjoyed it, please go through the rest of our catalog to hear about the other music we've talked about, because there's a lot of good stuff that we bring up here.
Yeah.
And if you like our tangents for whatever reason, there are plenty of those.
Prove it.
There's a good catalog of like 50, I don't know, 53 other episodes.
True.
So, if you're new and you enjoyed this one, feel free to check those out. We're on all the major platforms you can think of, except for Pandora.
Yes.
And you can follow us on Twitter at MusicShackPod for updates for when we drop episodes. So yeah, thank you.
Your player, one love.
Peace.
Enjoy the noise.